go.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thanks so much. Any first word on the games line?
Yeah, I think, it was a tale of two halves for us. In the first half, I thought we came out a little tentative, a little nervous, and we didn't play to the best of our abilities. But I never questioned how hard they were playing. It was just we weren't executing as well as we wanted to. And I thought the third quarter, they came out with a lot of fire and a lot of grit. And that's the team we have to channel for 4 quarters. So if there was a growth in this game, is one to show, hey, we can play with good teams, but we can't have mental lapses. And so from here on out, we're just going to really focus on us and how we get better and grow and continue to mature as a program.
Yeah, how to get to that third quarter, we really saw Andrea out there starring it. Any thoughts on her as a player, what the conversation was in the locker room before?
The conversation, honestly, with her in the locker room, and you always have to be careful as a coach because you don't exactly know how a player is going to take you. But I just flat out told her, you're one of the best players on the court, but you did not play like it the first 2 quarters. So show that you are, go out with confidence. And this, she is so good when she plays to her abilities and to her strengths. And that's why I told her right after the game, I said, I'm really proud of the way Drea played. And I think that that's going to be maybe that light bulb now that's clicked on. And I just hope we keep it bright and shining.
Yeah, and it was definitely aggressive play on both sides, a lot of fouls. What are the conversations that you guys have? How do you prepare for that to really have that perseverance, that confidence in the court, no matter what's happening?
I think that's one thing, that our team's a pretty tough team. So, and that was something that I knew Virginia Tech was also going to be a really tough team. And, they do a really good job on the boards. And I feel like we do a really good job on the boards. So it was just a matter of us. That's the first team we've played that rebounds the way they do. And I would venture to say we're the first team they've played that really hits the boards as hard as we do. So I would have liked to see our battle with the boards in the first half go a little bit better. But I thought we kind of shied away from continuing to keep beating in to get the offensive rebounds. But I was proud of them. Overall, the effort from our team was there. Now we just got to, in the first half, if we would have played a little bit grittier, smarter more than anything.
And especially talking about, going up against Virginia Tech, the start of the ACC, and also seeing a familiar face on the other side of the bench. What was that like for the team, for yourself as a coach preparing, especially with Taylor being such a competitive player?
I'm not sure how it was for the team. I know for me, it was, for lack of better words, just awkward. Taylor Soule is a player that was here in our program and helped build our program. And then it was even weird seeing her name on the scout on another team. I don't know how you can kind of put it into words. It kind of gets your heart in a funny place. It's a little bit awkward, but, as always, I wish her the best.
We definitely saw a really strong, second half effort, like you were saying. This being the opening of the ACC conference, what is your intentions, goals, short-term, long-term going forward, especially playing Albany on Saturday, you being coached there.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
Albany's a really good mid-major program right now. I think they're picked number 1 in the America East Conference. They've been in the polls for the mid-major poll in the top 25. So for us, it's a matter of putting a game together where we come out from the jump and play really hard. I know that they'll be really prepared. Their coach is a great person and does a great job with the program. So for me, it's not really, I've not coached any of those players on the team or anything like that. That's a whole new team. But it's more so we have to approach it as if it's like another ACC game. And for us to end up where we want to be, you asked about goals. Our goals are of course, to play in the postseason and to prove ourselves every night and to be that, have that chip on our shoulder as the underdog team. And you can't do that very effectively if we come out against Albany and don't play as hard as we did in the second half tonight. So our goal is to keep channeling us playing as hard as we can and as smart as we can.
I have one final question for you. I don't know if you know the team spots, but your thoughts on Boston College actually requiring students to attend this game in order to receive a ticket to the Jerry York night this weekend.
I can see where maybe, let me just speak from my end.
Of course.
It really meant a lot that our administration did that for us, because I do think that our players play really hard, and in a lot of games, we don't have a very big showing from the student body. And I always feel like if they come out and they see us, that it might make them want to come out more, and it might increase our fan base. So I really appreciated that they had a game where they said, hey, if you want to go to the BU game and get a free ticket, come out and watch the women play. And we really do need that sixth man in the stands. In the women's game, it makes all the difference in the world. The louder the gym is, like the more successful your team can be. And it's just so much more fun. So I hope the students that came out tonight enjoyed it. And they all also, I would like to thank them because we appreciated them being there.
Awesome. Thank you. That's all I got, Coach.
All right, Dan.
Coach, building off of kind of the goals, you wind up with 4 players in double figures, and at one point in that second half, I think you held Virginia Tech without a point for close to 3 minutes. So in terms of a young roster that you've seen grow, and I know that's been a constant storyline, playing a team with that amount of experience and that amount of skill, how does all of this kind of feed into, all right, maybe you're not at your stride yet, but you know that the stride is now starting to come?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we always know any coach that you talk to at this level, there's no such thing as any type of moral victory, right? So we're all mad, and when I show them film from the first half, I guarantee you I'm going to make them even madder. But what I loved is, and I think the entire team in that second half believed they could win, and in every timeout we had. The focus, they were ultra focused and they played with a purpose. And that's what I want to build on, because belief is a big thing when you have a young team, and belief in each other and in the system and what we're doing. And I could feel that in each timeout and in every possession we played. But now it's a matter of making those shots with, we missed a lot of easy shots. I thought we got shots that we wanted and created our offense. I thought, we defended really well, but every time we had a little bit of a mishap in communication on the defensive end, Virginia Tech made us pay, and that's a credit to how good their team is. And that's really the type of team we want to be. So there's a lot for us to grow and learn from in this game.
And the one-on-one battle between Maria and Liz Kitley, I know that Liz is really good. So to see her,
hey, I think Maria is really good.
Yeah, so I was going to say, to see her be able to go one-on-one, I saw there were a couple moves. She maybe didn't put the ball in the hole off those moves, but to see her, defensively get bodied up on a player like Kitley and then be able to do it on the offensive end too. How has she just continued to develop and continued to turn into someone who last year should have probably been freshman of the year, and now this year is continuing that, what she was? Yeah,
I mean, I just love that you recognize that, because to me, Maria is just a really great player, and going up against the best, iron sharpens iron, as you say. So I thought the opportunity tonight for our freshman point guard, T-Mare, to go up against Georgia was great. And I love to watch that battle. And then I love to watch the inside battle of Maria versus Kitley, because I think that, again, that's how, I hope, in WNBA scouts look at those games and they say, wow, okay, that's a young kid at Boston College that's really looking to step up a game and playing against a future pro. And I think Maria is a future pro. I think T-Mare is a future. I mean, I think we've got some good players, and I think that playing against other good players is how you prove yourself.
And then just that last part, the iron sharpening iron. When you get into a game like this where they have seniors, grad transfers, players that players that everyone knows,
right.
Do your players kind of absorb some of that too and say, okay, this is what someone can do in this situation to me, so I can turn it back and do something similar? They develop their own kind of.
Maybe. I mean, I think that's maybe what, we talked about Andrea Daly. I think that's probably her grow up from the first half to the second half, is realizing, well, I can do those things too. Like, I'm really strong and I can get to the basket and I have counter moves and I can shoot the three. And so I think that was a good, I thought she really learned that from this game, that, she has what it takes to be that go-to player against whoever she plays.